Greetings, it is I, the guy who doesn't follow any schedules to do his fit. But hey, I'm back, for none other than the Game Award 2020, TGA for short. Even though we still have a month till 2021, but for those who play games, the end of the year is marked by two major award events, the Golden Joystick Award and the TGA. As of the making of this video, the result of the Golden Joystick Award came in, stirred up a shitstorm in the forums, and we are still waiting for the results of the TGA to see what's the game of the year. Usually, I'll have my 2 cents on the choices we have, but this year it's something else. For this vid, it will be me chatting stuff about the TGA and a slight teaser footage for my coming up small talk in the background. This year it's quite difficult for most of us, going through a pandemic, staying home, studying at home, and even work from home. However, for the gaming industry, it's a pretty good sight, cause everyone just stays at home and play games. It has some pretty decent growth as an industry. On the other hand though, as a player, it's been a slow ass year to say the least. Do we have good games this year? Yes. Do we have bad games? Of course we do. A fuck ton of them. Do we have a pleasant surprise? Yeah. How about notable things? We do, but just a very few of them. Some of them are overhyped even. That's why it's notable. By checking the list of the nominees this year, it felt like this year haven't even started yet. Cause nothing much happened and we don't have much choices either. There is no E3, no Gamescom, no Tokyo Game Show, only the online ones. Even with the release of PS5 and Xbox Series X, it still felt kind of dreamy and unreal. I was hoping to get a concrete event for the end of the year, but guess not. And by the way, I'm salty that I can't get a PS5 on time for Demon's Souls. Guess I'll have to get a PS3 version. But back on topic, the TGA. The link will be provided in the description. You can see what's being nominated this year. There are a lot of categories, but of course the only one we cared about this year is the Game of the Year banner. I'm just gonna say it. The following rambling is just my opinion, and let's get started. What makes a good game? There are a lots of explanation like it should have the best story, best music and such. But in my opinion, being a game of the year is not that simple. Things that I just mentioned are the minimal. Like the Oscars and the movie award shows, it should be judged in multiple angles. There are 2 things I should stress. First is that they should be true to the category, defined by the developers and creators of that game specifically. For example, I'm just gonna make an easy example, right? I made a rhythm game, let's call it A. The controls are bad, it's offbeat, even the music are trash, wrote by myself. But it's in 4K resolution, graphics are top notch and it can run in 240 FPS even with all those effects. Is it a good game? Of course not. That's not a good game. Cause not only the game is unplayable in some sense, which is the basic requirement of being a game, it's not a good rhythm game, which is a higher tier requirement. And it gets overshadowed by other rhythm game in the market, which it can't compete within the category. That's why not every game can be a Game of the Year nominee. Even if they fit everything that I mentioned above, it is playable, it's a good game within the category, and it can compete within the category. The category itself is a whole other question. If the category rhythm game, as I mentioned, does not have a big audience and player base, then it's not credible enough to make such decision saying rhythm game A is the game of the year or is a game of the year material. I'm not saying it's like rhythm game genre necessary, but you get my point. This example can be applied in every other genre and subgenre, you name it. You can say you like that game even though it's trash. I mean, it's your opinion. But to be objective, it's not a good one. Especially in such event like TGA, we'll have to be as objective as possible. The second thing that I would like to stress, besides the game itself being great, does it bring other things on the table? Does it provoke thoughts? Does it bring stuff like a competitive environment to the table? Does it redefine something else? And that's when the opinion comes into play. That's the effect that the game brings. Games like the Breath of the Wild, Grand Theft Auto, Minecraft, these are some of the games that have been consistently considered as the best of all time. The list goes on with each year adding in some new stuff to the list. They all bring something else to the table. Pong creates the industry. Space Invader, Asteroids, Pac-Man basically started the arcade industry. Super Mario is just, Super Mario. That's why when you ask some of us what's the best, we just simply cannot answer you within a sentence, because every game is good in some sense and you can't just define it within like 1 or 2 years or couple of decades. Right now, I'm not even scratching the surface of what defines a good game. Things like music, expressing emotions and writing, gameplay, control and technical issue, these can be judging point as well. And don't forget the sponsors. That's why you sometimes cannot trust those award shows. Video games are not merely for entertainment. It is the combination of most entertainment in the market. Movies, musicals, books, and even hand-eye coordination training. Of course, this short rambling cannot possibly cover all the criteria to comment on a game. I'm just trying to show what is my thought process on what makes a game good. It is a step-by-step process from the most basic requirement to the highest requirement. But hey, a game is a game, just like a movie. You can love it or hate it, whether it's so bad that it's good or it's simply not your cup of tea. Every game deserves to be loved and played. In this dire moment where everything comes to a halt, it is good to find something that you can put your heart and mind into. So just sit back, relax and wait till the 10th of December for the TGA stream, and we'll be talking mad trash to other games that does not get the reward. Or just playing Cyberpunk 2077 if the developer decides to release the game before the apocalypse and not after it. Probably by now you guys could guess or already know what games I'm going to talk about in the next video. By checking the footage that I'm using right now, you guys probably know a thing or two about the next game that I'm going to talk about. But no promises though. Maybe within a week or 2 weeks. It depends on my new job. Does it treat me well or something? So yeah, that's it by now. I was hoping to like play Cyberpunk by the time I was like, making this video or like talking stuff about the VGA, but it got delayed, and hopefully we can all enjoy Cyberpunk as soon as possible, and not after like the whole thing over, and hopefully everyone can get a PS5, including me, because I'm extremely salty about all the Demon Souls like playthrough and footage on YouTube basically, or even Twitch. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Stay alive, don't die, bye bye. So who am I gonna pick for this year's? Let me see. Game of the year. Okay. What am I, fucking stoned? Of course I'm gonna pick Hades, like hello? Jesus.